The Prince of Wales and the Duchess of Cornwall have spent the last few days in Scotland sampling haggis and sipping on a dram of whisky to celebrate the National Trust for Scotland's 90th birthday. They viewed precious artefacts belonging to the renowned poet, including the original Auld Lang Syne manuscript, before meeting with local VIPs and later with local residents and business owners. The Duchess also paid a visit to a Women in Journalism event at nearby Dumfries House, where she called for support for female journalists in Afghanistan as Taliban rule intensifies. The couple have been stepping up their royal duties as the Queen begins stepping away from the limelight, somewhat having spent her summer at Balmoral. Her Majesty will base herself more permanently at Windsor Castle upon her return, where she feels most at home, and the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge will reportedly join her in the Berkshire town. Charles, meanwhile, has continued to speak out on one of his true passions, climate change. He urged everyone to confront this monumental challenge head-on, as he discussed the stuff of nightmares seen in last month's bushfires in Greece. A royal biographer said the prince has faced criticism in the past for holding an opinion. Howard Hodgson is the author of The King and D. The True Story, among others. He told Express. Co.uk. The Prince of Wales is a really, very nice man who also wants to be a good king. Although he has been criticized in the past for actually having a point of view on things like architecture or climate change. 40 years ago he was called a complete lunatic, talking to the plants, and completely mad talking about climate change. Well, of course, he was actually proved to be 100% right and everyone else 100% wrong. Mr. Hodgson cited Poundbury as an example of where Charles was proven correct. Poundbury is an experimental new town on the outskirts of Dorchester, built according to the principles of the Prince of Wales. Charles is known for his robust opinions on challenging the post-war trends in town planning. It focuses on creating an integrated community of shops, business and private social housing, without any form of zoning. Mr. Hodgson said Charles has always been quite controversial because he's said things. He continued. He does say, and has said in the past, "Look, I'm not a fool. I do realize when I become king, I cannot possibly go round having these controversial points or making these points, and I understand that." Charles has, in fact, been planning his monarchy for a long time. He wishes to slim down the royal entourage and the focus of it, to be mainly about the Queen, himself, the Duke of Cambridge and Prince George. Mr. Hodgson explained he plans to focus largely on the line of succession, a plan he has had in place for several years now. He said, "The power behind the throne, for a long time now, has been the Prince of Wales and not anyone else. Until maybe 10 years ago, the Duke of Edinburgh had a lot of say in these things. The Queen has, over the whole period of her lifetime, listened. The reason why she's been such a successful monarch is because she is actually very compliant to what her advisors want to do. The driving force behind the family was Prince Philip," Mr. Hodgson explained. He had significant influence on the Queen, although probably not quite as much as government or civil servant appointments. However, that has changed now, Mr. Hodgson said. The royal household is run by Prince Charles and he's decided that's the way it's going to go. Related articles. Kate Middleton loves William in uniform, says lip reader. Sexy Prince George got very upset while homeschooling Prince William, and Harry's feud spilled over to Meghan and Kate.